Hello students, today's topic for the class thermodynamics is sign convention and Fast law. So first come to the sign convention. That is, what is the sign convention of work transfer and heat transfer when heat and work are interacting with the system and the surroundings. So if we consider a system that may be closed, open or anything, we know that this is the system boundary. So if we add some heat to the system, that is the heat addition to the system is always termed as positive. That means this is the positive heat transfer. And if the system does some work, that is the work done coming out from the system or the work done by the system is termed as positive. And if heat is coming out from the system, that is the system is rejecting some amount of heat, that is termed as negative. And if surroundings do some work on the system, that is the work done on the system is always termed as negative. So this is the basic sign convention for the heat and work interaction with the system with respect to surroundings. So now come to the first law of thermodynamics, how the first law originated. The transfer of heat and the performance of work may both cause the same effect to a system. Heat and work are different forms of the same entity, which is called energy and which is conserved. Energy which enters a system as heat may leave the system as work, or energy which enters the system as work may leave as heat. So let us consider a closed system which consists of a known mass of water contained in an adiabatic vessel having a thermometer and a paddle wheel, as shown in the figure. Let a certain amount of work, which is W12, be done upon the system by the paddle wheel. The quantity of work can be measured by the fall of the weight which drives the paddle wheel through a pulley. The system was initially at temperature T1, let the same as that of atmosphere, and after work transfer, let the temperature rise to T2. The pressure is always 1 atmosphere, let we consider. Then the process of 1 to 2 undergone by the system here is shown in generalized thermodynamic coordinate, which we can show here in the diagram XY. Let the insulation now be removed. The system and the surroundings interact by heat transfer till the system returns to the original temperature T1, attaining the condition of thermal equilibrium with the atmosphere. The amount of heat transfer Q21 from the system during the process 2 to 1 shown in the figure can be estimated. The system thus executes a complete thermodynamic cycle which consists of a definite amount of work input, which is W12, to the system, followed by the transfer of an amount of heat Q21 from the system. It has been found that this W12 is always proportional to the heat Q21, and the constant of proportionality is called the Joule's equivalent or the mechanical equivalent of heat. So from this example we can say that in a thermodynamic cycle, the algebraic summation of the total heat transfer and the algebraic summation of total work transfer is equal. The first law of thermodynamics owes much to J.P. Joule, who during the period of 1840 to 49 carried out a series of experiments to investigate the equivalence of work and heat. In one of these experiments, Joule used an apparatus similar to one shown in this figure. Work was transferred to the measured mass of water by means of paddle wheel driven by the falling weight. The rise in the temperature of water was recorded. Joule also used mercury as the fluid system and later a solid system of metal blocks which absorbed work by friction when rubbed against each other. Other experiments involved the supplying of work in an electric current. In every case, he found the same ratio, that is J, between the amount of work and the quantity of heat that would produce identical effects in the system. Prior to Joule, heat was considered to be an invisible fluid flowing from a body to higher calorie to a body of lower calorie, and this was known as the caloric theory of heat. It was Joule who first established that heat is a form of energy and thus laid the foundation of the first law of thermodynamics. So, from the first law of thermodynamics, that is for closed system, we can say that the algebraic sum of net heat and work interaction between a system and the surroundings in a thermodynamic cycle is 0, which can be mathematically expressed like this. So, the first law for closed system undergoing a cycle that can be written in integral form like this. There is a cyclic integral of Q equals to the cyclic integral of W. So from that we can write that the cyclic integral of Q minus W equals to 0, or in very small amount of heat and very small amount of W, we can write that the cyclic integral of dQ minus dW equals to 0. So let's consider now a point function x. So we can write that the cyclic integral of any point function is 0. So we can write that cyclic integral of dx equals to 0. So from the previous equation of the first law, where we found that the cyclic integral of dq minus dw equals to 0, and here we found that the cyclic integral of any point function equals to 0. So if we consider these two equations, we can write that like this. So we can write that dq minus dw equals to dx. So here we can say that the heat transfer, it is a path function, and work transfer, it is also a path function, but the difference of these two, that is the difference of heat and work interaction, is a point function, and this point function is termed as internal energy. So now the first law can be written as Q minus W equals to del E, where del E is the change in internal energy. So for a change of state, if we write the first law, we can write like this. Is the Q122, where 122 is the change of state from state 1 to state 2, minus W122 equals to E2 minus E1, where E2 is the final internal energy and E1 is the initial point of internal energy. That means E2 minus E1 is the change in internal energy due to this heat and work interaction. So this is the first law for closed system undergoing a change of state. Now, internal energy can be comprised of intermolecular energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, or any kind of energy, where U is the intermolecular energy, K is the kinetic energy, and PE is the potential energy. So the change of internal energy, that is dE, can be written as du plus d of Ke plus d of P plus d of any other kinds of energy if it exists. So the definition of internal energy seems to look like that. It is a property of a system whose change in process executed by the system equals to the difference between the heat and work interaction by the system with its surroundings. So now for a closed system which is in equilibrium condition, we know that the kinetic energy is almost 0, and also the change of potential energy is negligible. So we can write that the potential energy of changes is also 0 for a closed system which is in equilibrium condition. So in that case we can write that dE equals to du, that is the internal change in internal energy is equals to the change of intermolecular energy. So for any closed system which is in equilibrium, the first law can be written as Q minus W equals to U2 minus U1, or Q equals to W plus U2 minus U1.